Meeting to order. Trustee Brito is going to lead us in the, Gonzalez Brito is going to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. No.
Oh, okay.
You were doing it too?
Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
You're going to do the statement.
Yeah.
We have roll call, please.
Student trustee Malik,
Yes.
student trustee Migliaccio,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Ewan,
Yes.
trustee Napoli Bellarice.
Yes.
Trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Johannes,
Here.
trustee Gonzalez Brito,
Yes.
trustee Quinlan.
Here.
You have a quorum.
Thank you. Can we have a reading of the affirmation of statement of cooperation?
Yes. The Peralta Community College District Board of Trustees is committed to our effectiveness as a board. Through an annual self-evaluation and the establishment of meaningful goals, we dedicate ourselves to functioning as a high-performing team on behalf of the people we represent and helping students reach their educational goals. We therefore commit to honoring and upholding these commitments in words and in action. The full statement of cooperation is attached to the agenda item, but in summary, we commit to build trust and seek to understand each other, be prepared and follow good governance and ethical protocols, model the behavior we want others to exhibit.
Thank you. Do we have a report on items out of closed session? No, no report.
There's no report tonight.
Thank you. Annual organization meeting, item 3.6, the annual organizational meeting, Chancellor?
So trustee, tonight is your annual organizational meeting where the board will take action to elect its board president and vice president of the Board of Trustees for the next calendar year.
Okay, I'll now open the floor for nominations for president.
I nominate Louis Quinlan.
Second.
Are there any other nominations? Call the vote.
Student trustee Malik,
Yes.
student trustee Migliaccio,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Ewan,
Yes.
trustee Napoli Bellarice,
Yes.
trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Johannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Brito,
Yes.
trustee Quinlan.
Yes,
Motion passes. Congratulations.
thank you. Elected president for 2026 is Louis Quinlan. We'll now move to the election of the vice president of the Board of Trustees for 2026.
I nominate Paulina Gonzalez Brito.
Second,
Second.
is there any other nominations? Roll call vote, please.
Student trustee Malik,
Yes.
student trustee Migliaccio,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Ewan,
Yes.
trustee Napoli Bellarice,
Yes.
trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Johannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Brito,
Yes.
trustee Quinlan.
Yes,
Motion passes. Congratulations.
elected vice president for 2026 is trustee Brito Gonzalez. Gonzalez Brito. Next is the election of the secretary of the Board of Trustees for 2026. Nominations for secretary are now open. No, it's Chancellor. Can we have a nomination?
I nominate Tamil Gilkerson.
Second?
Second.
Are there any further nominations? Seeing none, nominations are closed. We will now proceed to the vote.
Student trustee Malik,
Yes.
student trustee Migliaccio,
Yes.
trustee Withrow, trustee Gonzalez Ewan,
Yes.
trustee Napoli Bellarice,
Yes.
trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Johannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Brito,
Yes.
trustee Quinlan.
Yes,
Motion passes. Congratulations, Chancellor.
the elected secretary for 2026 is Camille Gilkerson. Shocking, shocking. Item 3.7, approval agenda. Can I now get a motion to approve the agenda?
Move
So
approval.
moved.
Sorry. Trustee Withrow
I'll second.
and trustee Polk second them. Any discussion? If no, roll call, please.
Student trustee Malik,
Yes.
student trustee Migliaccio,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Ewan,
Yes.
trustee Napoli Bellarice,
Yes.
trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Yohannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Brito,
Yes.
trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 3.8, approval of minutes. Can I now get a motion to approve the November 18th, 2025 board minutes? Who- Motion was made by trustee Withrow and the second was made by trustee Gonzalez Ewing. Can I get any discussion on the minutes? Roll call, please.
Student trustee Migliaccio,
Yes.
student trustee Malik,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Ewan,
Yes.
trustee Napoli Bellarice,
Yes.
trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Yohannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Brito,
Yes.
trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Item 3.9, approval of the minutes from the special board meeting on November 24th, 25. Can I get a motion?
Second.
Motion was made by trustee Gonzalez Ewing and second was made by trustee Yohannes. Roll call, please.
Student trustee Malik,
Yes.
student trustee Migliaccio,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Ewan,
Yes.
trustee Napoli Bellarice,
Yes.
trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Yohannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Brito,
Yes.
trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Associated Student Government Reports. Are there any reports tonight?
There we go. Thank you so much. Good evening, Mr. President and members of the board. My name is Samuel Reingout, and I serve as the president of the Associated Students of the College of Alameda. I am honored to present tonight's report on behalf of our student body. Under club developments, ASCOA successfully chartered the Peralta Speed Text Club on Friday, December 5th, bringing our total to 5 officially chartered student clubs. The College of Alameda now has 5 officially chartered clubs: the Mesa Club, the Health Through Humanities Club, the EOPS Co-op Club, the API Lead Club, and the Peralta Speed Text Club. The Interclub Council establishment has been tabled until spring 2026 to allow for further coordination with club representatives. Under governance and appointments, 2 new senators were appointed and sworn in December 5th, Elizabeth Hill and Mukman Abu Zaid. ASCOA approved the implementation of online office hours using official ASCOA emails, account shared, and shared technology to improve accessibility for online students. A survey will be distributed to establish optimal meeting times for the spring 2026 semester. Infrastructure and process improvements. ASCOA continues to explore furniture options for the conference room, including beanbags and cubbies to better serve both ASCOA and the growing number of student clubs on campus. This is for our room in the F building. ASCOA is working on a new website. College of Alameda is working on a new website to go along with our new logo, and we are revamping many of the elements around campus. Under student engagement and programs, here are some recent events at the college. World AIDS Day Resource Fair on December 1st outside the H building, organized by COA's LGBTQIA Advisory Task Force. The event included in-person rapid HIV testing, fun activities, and community partner tables. Communications Officer Julie Deep represented ASUA at this event. Umoja Scholars Welcome Mixer on December 3rd in the library room 215, celebrating the start of a new chapter for Umoja at the College of Alameda. Motivation for Finals workshop on December 3rd in the Learning Resource Center, a partnership between EOPS and the Learning Resource Center. Native American Heritage Month programming include film screening of Bring Them Home on November 25th, Movie and Ramen featuring Sugarcane documentary on November 26th, and indigenous-themed adult coloring pages available in the Cougar Den. Men's basketball home game promotion. ASUA encourages students' attendance at the game on December 16th at 6 p.m. with free tickets available. for students. Upcoming events. AI Threads of Innovation Student Panel, January 16th, 2026. Vice President Ann Gormley is leading this initiative, seeking student volunteers to share their experiences using AI in the classroom. Spring 2026 Welcome Week. ASUA is planning pastries and coffee service for the first week of the spring semester. SSCCC General Assembly. ASUA representatives plan to attend the Student Senate for California Community Colleges General Assembly, March 26th to 29th in San Francisco. Student 606, Spring 2026 Enrollment Festival at the College of Alameda is Saturday, January 17th from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. Join us on the island for class enrollment, receive your student ID card, learn more information about student education plans and guided pathways, and receive financial aid information, all while drinking hot chocolate and enjoying treats. Fanfolk Friday still takes place in the Cougar Den every Friday at 1 p.m. Basic needs and student support. Free holiday chickens was today in partnership with the Alameda Community College, Alameda County Community Food Bank. The market distributed frozen chickens on December 9th. Students with valid IDs received 1 frozen chicken per household. The free produce market continues on the 2nd and 4th Tuesday of the month from 12:30 to 3:30 p.m. outside the F building, and Tasty Tuesdays are still every day at the College of Alameda. Special events and initiatives. The COA Coat Drive, ASUA co-sponsored a coat drive with Office of Vice President and Student Services, Basic Needs, EOPS, CARE, Next Up, and Salam programs. Coats became available for distribution on December 8th from 12 to 4 today. Right? Or yesterday. The one-stop shop continues to operate every weekend except Tuesdays in room F122, offering clothes, food, and hygiene products to students. The diaper bank continues to provide enrolled students with children a monthly supply of diapers and wipes. Thank you for your continued support of our student body and the associated students of the College of Alameda.
Thank you. Are there any other students' reports? Peralta Classified Senate reports.
Greetings, Board of Trustees and everyone. Happy holidays. Tonight we have 2 reports, one coming from Laney College and then our overall Peralta Classified Senate. The Laney community stands with Peralta District as we mourn the tremendous loss of Coach Beam. His legacy will always be cherished and remembered. The Laney Classified Senate held a special meeting to discuss next steps in supporting upcoming planning and for safety and security planning. After much discussion, the Laney Senate and daycare staff has requested that this year's celebration will be drop-off only. We are still accepting donations of new gender-neutral books and educational toys for children ages 2 to 5, along with gift bags, candy, and holiday decor. A special thank you to all who have already donated. We will be delivering the treats and gifts directly to the Laney Children's Center on tomorrow, Wednesday, December the 10th. If you would like to still donate, please contact Ms. Hope Lane at hlane@peralta.edu. The California Community College Classified Senate, or as we call it, 4Cs, is offering scholarships to classified professionals that are interested in attending the Classified Leadership Institute, which includes the registration fee and $400 towards your hotel stay if awarded with the scholarship. They also invite classified professionals to share their expertise at the upcoming 2026 Classified Leadership Institute and are seeking proposals for panel and group discussions along with small group breakout sessions. The submission period for proposals and scholarships is December the 1st through January the 31st. More information can be found on the 4C's website at cccs.org. We are encouraging our classified to participate in such an opportunity. The Laney Classified Senate also thanks classified professionals throughout the district for showing up for our students with professionalism, resilience, and compassion, especially during a semester where we met with many challenges. Please take the time during the next few weeks to take care of yourself and enjoy some well-deserved rest. And in the words of Coach Beam, 2 claps. Ready, ready. Our final report is from the Peralta Classified Senate as a whole. The Peralta Classified Senate would also like to express our deepest and sincerest sentiments of the loss of Coach Beam. He was truly a powerhouse and dedicated leader that made it his duty and mission to give back and pour into the lives of many while showing a great appreciation for life, not just by uttering words, but by living the principles and words he spoke of as well. We also would like to thank everyone that participated in our first fundraiser of the year with Double Good Popcorn. We are extremely grateful for your support and contributions as we work towards our goal to establish PCS student scholarships. We are also pleased to announce that with the support and collaborative efforts of the Peralta Classified Senate and now interim Vice Chancellor of Human Resources, Andrea Epps, we were able to offer 14 classified professionals with the funding support of the Equal Opportunity Grant, the Equal Employment Opportunity Grant, or EEO grant, a professional development opportunity offered by the Association of California Community College Administrators to apply for their Admin 2 Dive into Administration program. The program is a 2-day virtual training that provides classified professionals that are in the decision phase of their career journey and are preparing to or are actively applying for administrative or management positions with the tools, confidence, and insider strategies to successfully transition into an administrative role in the California Community College system. Of the 14 applicants, 11 classified applicants have been accepted into the program thus far, and we are still awaiting confirmation from the remaining 3 applicants of their application status. In the meantime, we would like to celebrate and congratulate our classified professionals that have been accepted into this program, and we wish them success in their program and future endeavors. Finally, we would like to take this time also to express our appreciation to all classified for their continuous commitment towards student success and remaining steadfast in our mission to support our students beyond the challenges we have faced throughout the semester. We wish everyone a wonderful and restful holiday break. Have a great evening.
Thank you. Item 3.12, District Academic Senate Report.
Good evening, Board of Trustees, Chancellor, college presidents, the administrators, faculty, classified, and students of our Peralta Community College District. So we've made it to finals week. Wow. And while the faculty are busy grading those final projects, giving finals, listening to the students' requests for more time for various activities, I could say that many of us have reflected that this has probably been the toughest semester that we have felt in a long time. And that's, so many contributing factors, not only the state of the country, the state of California, and things that have happened at Peralta as well. But I would say that over this past semester, the District Academic Senate has really tried to focus on processes and contributing to developing processes for a variety of challenges. So, for example, one thing that we have worked on for much of the semester is that with the Common Course numbering legislation that has been established, that we need to come up with Common Course numbering, we have to reflect on templates. It also results in changes in some of the disciplines. So for instance, there was a lot of discussion last year that we wanted to separate out the expertise of art history and studio art as a result of the Common Course numbering. And that seemed very simple, but then it's actually not. And so I convened an ad hoc committee with representatives from each of the campuses, and they have really been helpful to me to come up with some processes, some frequently asked questions sheet to send out to the campuses to really encourage folks who might find that they need to apply for an additional faculty service area. So that's just one of the processes we've been working on. In August, the Chancellor gave us a big challenge of 6 areas to focus on with thinking about how do we re-envision the Peralta Community College District, and established 3 task forces and a district committee with these various focuses, 6 areas of focus to think about. And over this past semester, we've had a transformation website established. Thank you, Mark, for that. And trying to really develop communication. So part of the communication has been that the local senates have had listening sessions and are gathering questions and concerns that they can then contribute, and we discuss at DAS. Many of the senates have standing items about the transformation on their agendas as we work through a variety of things. And I have established a transformation tracker, I call it, similar to Jeff Sunseri's Board Watch, just to try and increase the communication. But what I would say is that it has felt most to me so far like, I use the analogy of painting a room. And whenever I paint a room, I get very excited that I have this vision of change. But then you have the prep, the taping around, the everything. And it just doesn't feel like we're getting anywhere. And I think that's what the establishing the task forces and getting things set up was really that prep part. And then you're like, oh, good, I'm going to get to paint. But then you're doing the hand painting around the window, and you're like, I still don't feel like I'm getting anywhere. And you have all this anxiety, did I choose the right colors and things like that. And that is, I think, where we have gotten to. Our task forces have begun. In October, we've started developing processes there. We've started developing FAQs. But we still have a high level of anxiety in the faculty. I think in other areas too, but I'm just going to speak for the faculty, with a couple big questions coming up repeatedly, like, will this change even save money? And so I'm looking forward to updates in the Unification Task Force this week from COO Greg Nelson, as he has been putting together some more specific slides for us to be able to use to talk to people about that. And another big question I often hear from faculty is, will I have to go teach at another campus? And I prefer to think of the question, how will this benefit students? I'm excited that our shared governance committees and our DAS is going to be part of this process. And I would say that in reflecting over the semester, I keep reiterating this thought to myself, that we're a district of really creative people who can come up with a lot of solutions, who can rise to challenges. Personally, pre-pandemic, if you had told me, oh, you can teach science online, I had a very strong reaction to that with a lot of words in front of no. But then pandemic happened, and I learned that I could, in fact, teach it online with simulations, with a variety of ways, with new techniques to deliver lectures and material in an online format. Eventually to the point that I took my class as a peer online content review certified course, which is on a state thing. And I never would have thought of that was something I could do. But now I'm like, well, gosh, you know, that was a learning experience. And that was a challenge, and I'm really glad that I had to do that challenge and learn so much of delivering material in a new way. So I feel like this is what we can also do as we look forward to the problem solving, the challenges as we go through this transformation process. So I'm looking forward to those discussions in the new year of the creative solutions we're going to come up with. I'm looking forward to, and I know many of the faculty are looking forward to, a nice break. And I wish all of you a happy holidays. Thank you.
Thank you. Item sorry, 3.13, public commenters on matters that are not on the agenda.
First, we have Robert Crowley, followed by Brock Drazen.
I could be loud. Oh, perfect. Cool. I came to speak at a previous district meeting on November 18th after the tragic passing of Coach Beam. At the time, our department and athletic teams were in limbo about how to move forward, both physically and emotionally. We've been working with our college administration in the district about how to proceed, but we still have some confusion about the direction that we're going in. I'd like to start by commending the administration in place for the attempts at remedying the tragic situation we are in. I'd also like to thank the Laney community for their generosity through donations and well wishes for our student athletes. We have a lot of people still hurting from the loss of Coach Beam, and there have been some attempts at assisting the student athletes and staff that are still being affected by the tragedy. However, I'm confused by the genuine nature and honesty of some of the actions that we're moving forward with. After meeting with the administration directly after Coach Beam's passing, we were asked what we wanted to do and how Peralta and Laney could help. And our main concern was about safety and security. It was the first thing we brought up. We had several meetings about updates that we were going to be made at the field house to help ensure that we would again make it a place that we could work for and help serve our students. We were asked what needed to be replaced or provided at the facility so that we could provide a list of needs that we had been requesting for a long time, or even just basic needs for the facility to run in a collegiate setting. We were told that $1 million of upgrades were coming to the facility and the surrounding area. Many of these upgrades were already planned for the facility, as well as other areas of the campus, like new carpets and a new paint job. Some of the upgrades were safety-based, like a new front door and fencing. However, most of our list of basic needs that came directly from our department were shut down, and we were told that many would not be possible. While we are appreciative that action is taking place, our concern is the direction that it's going in and the thoughtfulness that is being applied. Very little conversation outside of our first week of meetings has been had about security and safety, which was our first and most bold request as a department and a fieldhouse staff. Right now, across the street, there are Christmas lights strung around the edge of the fieldhouse, and I appreciate that the color was changed to just white. Yesterday, we had green and we had red, and I got a bunch of pictures sent to me. And while it gives the festive fieldhouse a festive nature, there was a pit in my stomach knowing that a prominent member of our community and an important mentor of mine was killed in that building less than a month ago, but now we have Christmas lights. This is an example of the confusion from our entire department, our faculty, and our staff, many of which have been employees of this college for well over a decade, and all of which had a close relationship with Coach Beam in one way or another. We are spending money on upgrading the facility and helping our students. Why are Christmas lights one of the first visible changes made when our
Time's
first
up.
conversation was about change regarding the safety and security, and we are still waiting for that to be addressed? I got a million other things, but my time is up. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Next is Brock Drazen.
Good evening, Board, Chancellor, Administration, Presidents. I appreciate the opportunity to speak tonight. I'm the Athletic Director at Merritt College. I felt really compelled to come speak tonight because I've been hearing John Beam's voice in my head. And it goes like, Brock, brother, don't leave me hanging, brother. You got to step up now. And so I just want to be heard about safety. And I think one of the best tributes that can be made for John Beam is for Peralta to be upfront and public and visible about what steps are going to be taken in this district regarding safety. And whenever Beam spoke in front of the board, I noticed that he always expressed his gratitude and gratefulness to everybody here, to our leadership. And I echo that. I really appreciate what you do and how tough the task is here at Peralta. So I want to be sure to say that. And naming the field house after John Beam after a career that he had is a tremendous honor, and it's the right thing to do. So, but it keeps coming back to me that a man who put 45 years of his adult working life into building goodwill in this community still wasn't a safe harbor, still wasn't enough to protect him from the violence in the community, and that's tough. So I go back to the saying of think globally and act locally. And I know we may not be able to have a huge impact on the country or the state or even the city of Oakland, but here at Peralta, we can have an impact. And it's my strong belief that we need to be very public about it, because as coaches, remember what we do. We go to high schools, we go into family homes, we talk to kids, we talk to parents, and we have to convince them to send their children here to Peralta. And they need to know that they're sending their kids to a safe place. And I work with people, I represent the people in our athletic department, and they need to know that they're coming to work in a safe place. And this
15 seconds.
This was a message, not a good message to have had received. But I think in honor of Coach Beam, the best way to honor him, the way that I know that he would be most appreciative, is to
Time.
make sure that we're safe. So I appreciate your time. Thank you.
Thank you.
Next, we have Jeff Sinceri ceding his time to Robert Crowley.
Okay, thanks, Jeff. Sorry I left butthurt last time. I'll finish what I'm going to say. So going back to my point, I'll speak faster. My point in speaking today is just to request that due diligence is done and thoughtfulness is applied when making decisions about how to move forward following the passing of Coach Beam. And what triggered my attendance today was seeing the Fieldhouse naming being voted on today's district meeting. While I think we all agree, and I echo what Brock just said, that naming the Fieldhouse after Coach Beam is an incredibly honorable thing and it's the right thing to do, I am wondering why this was put into place without consulting any of the people that work directly with him or close with him or genuinely connected with him. When I saw the announcement on the Citizen, I had mixed emotions, and I asked around our department from our athletic specialist, who was really tight with him, our interim athletic director, other faculty, and nobody knew that this was happening, even though this is a person that we all knew, and we could all give valuable input on the situation. If you had asked members in our department how he felt about the naming, we could have enlightened you guys on his feelings on the building being named after him before he had passed, as it was something we had talked about and joked about a bunch of times. So I'm closing by asking that we continue to move forward in a way that honors Coach Beam genuinely and appropriately. Listen to the faculty and staff that were and continue to be a part of this tragic situation. Listen to the community members that are still suffering from a loss of a friend and a mentor to this day, and invest in the students and community that we serve in a way that's useful well beyond the holiday season. And start by upgrading and updating safety and security and how we can allow our students to return to the facility in a timely manner when the spring semester begins on January 20th, or for athletics, before that, when our baseball and track programs report for their first practice on January 5th. Because right now we are not on track to do that. And allow us to get back to helping our students in a way that he would have wanted through the thoughtfulness and communication with our campus community. Thank you all for listening to me. Sorry I was super long-winded. I appreciate you guys.
Thank you.
Next, we have Derek Smith.
Good evening. My name is Derek Smith, and I have run a local construction company for 32 years. We have done work for every municipality, government agency in the Bay Area. Been very successful. I had great relationships with Caltrans, City of Oakland, San Francisco PUC. We started on a project here 2.5 years ago, the Merritt College Library and Learning Resource Center, I think it's called. And we've been done with the project now for 2 years. I have been repeatedly reaching out to capital projects, the consultants, about us getting our money. We're still owed money. We have change orders that have not been approved. And all they tell me is, you're not the general contractor, talk to your general contractor. Well, first of all, this is the worst project that I've ever been on since I've been in business. That Merritt project is a nightmare, and it's no fault of us small local contractors. That's between the district, the consultants, and the prime contractor. But there's no reason why a small minority company should be stuck out in the dry and told, you go deal with it, we don't care. It's basically what they've told me for 2 years. And I've tried to call in on a Zoom a couple times, it didn't work. And I literally had to cut my business trip short to come here tonight to let the board and the staff know what's going on, and that someone needs to step up and respond to my emails and give us a way out of the situation. We got 2 change orders for $25,000 that have not been approved or even recognized, and we've got about $40,000 in retention that we're just sitting around waiting for. So can someone please put a little attention? Greg, what's his name? Greg Nelson? Is he here? Where's Greg? Where's Greg? That's Greg? Yeah, I've sent him not hundreds, but lots of emails. And he tells me that I don't work for the district, I work for Wickman, and I need to deal with Wickman. Here I am. So if someone could help, we would like to get away from this. We're working with Thompson here at Laney,
10 seconds.
and we're also working at Milvia with XL Construction. And so far, we've had good luck with those projects, and hopefully we won't have to come back here to
Time's up.
report again.
Thank you.
There are no other public comments.
Thank you. Chancellor's report.
Thank you, Board President. So I'll begin my Chancellor's report tonight. Go to the first slide. Just last week on Friday, December 5th, I joined an especially strong contingent of Peralta representatives at this year's Basic Needs Summit at Napa Valley College. For the past 7 years, the Real College California Coalition, supported by the CEO Affordability, Food and Housing Access Task Force, which I chair, has brought together students, practitioners, and advocates to elevate high-impact practices that address the diverse challenges facing community college students. This year's theme, Sustaining Hope, Meeting Students' Needs in Uncertain Times, underscores our collective commitment to building safe, equitable, and enduring support systems, even as higher education navigates political, financial, and social volatility. Our shared goal is to uplift strategies that foster stability, belonging, and pathways to completion. I'm especially pleased to share that Berkeley City College's Basic Needs Center team, led by Izzy Villanueva and a group of incredible students, presented on their innovative use of social media, 3 channels that they have garnering more than 300,000 views and over 1,000 followers to strengthen partnerships, deepen engagement, and broaden outreach. Congratulations to the BCC team for this creative and impactful work. It was a productive conference. On Thursday, December 4th, leaders from the Peralta Colleges joined colleagues from Contra Costa College, Chabot Las Positas, Community College District, and Laney College, collectively the East Bay 10 colleges, for a dynamic convening at Merritt College. Renowned author Elaine Lynn Herring facilitated an interactive workshop on unlearning silence, communicating for connection and impact. We explored practical frameworks for strengthening relationships and addressing difficult issues with clarity and care. It was an energizing opportunity to learn alongside our own teams and peers across the region. On November 5th, I'm going back a little bit, but I thought it was worthy of talking about. On November 5th, we hosted the Regional California Community Colleges to Historically Black Colleges and Universities Caravan at Laney College. More than 300 students attended, connecting with representatives from partner HBCUs, accessing on-the-spot admissions and scholarship opportunities, learning from the CCC Transfer Guarantee Pathway to HBCUs, and enjoying lunch, t-shirts, and community. My appreciation goes to Dr. Renaya Johnson for leading the coordination of the highly successful district-wide event, and all of the volunteers from all of the colleges for their hard work and outstanding hospitality. It was a privilege to host the HBCU Caravan, and you may have noticed in one of the photos that I was proudly wearing a t-shirt declaring Black Serving Institution. I'm delighted to share that just this week we've received official confirmation that Berkeley City College, College of Alameda, Laney College, and Merritt College have all been awarded California Black Serving Institution status. Yeah. The BSI designation was created to recognize colleges and universities that excel in providing academic resources and meaningful support to Black and African American students enrolled in degree or certificate programs. It affirms a deep, sustained commitment to fostering success, equity, and belonging. Each Peralta College received a similar statement from the CSU, the California State University Central Office for the Advancement of Black Student Success, which administers the program, that said, quote, "This designation recognizes your leadership and long-standing commitment to advancing Black student success, equity, and belonging within higher education. Your institution's work has helped to shape a more just and responsive educational landscape for Black students across California, and we are deeply appreciative of your ongoing efforts," unquote. We expect additional information in January about the expectations, opportunities, and resources associated with this designation. My congratulations to all 4 colleges, and my appreciation to the presidents and their teams for working collaboratively on the application and for their continued dedication to this important work. We also learned this week of the passing of Dr. Donald Hongisto. Dr. Hongisto, who is in his 90s, dedicated his life to serving Peralta students. He began as an English professor, later became a division chair, and ultimately served as the president of 3 Peralta colleges: Feather River College, back when it was part of Peralta, y'all, College of Alameda, and Merritt College. He was someone who stepped up in wherever he was needed. He believed deeply in the power of education, especially the humanities, and in the responsibility of leadership. Dr. Hongisto and his late wife, Norma, have been more generous supporters of the Peralta Colleges Foundation, providing annual scholarships that continue to open doors for our students, including the Donald Hongisto Leadership Award that honors his lifelong commitment to developing student leaders, and the Norma Hongisto Scholarship supports Laney College art students in advancing their careers and studio practice. My sympathies go to Dr. Hongisto's family. A memorial service is being planned for January, and we will close the meeting tonight in honor of his service to our community. Tomorrow at 4 p.m., I hope you will join me and President Apsada at the Laney College Bistro for the Light the Path, Light the Field, a Luminaria walk honoring the legacy of John Beam. After a short program, we will gather Luminaria paper lanterns and take a collective walk from campus to the stadium. The walk reflects the journey Coach Beam shared with generations of students, from learning and mentorship to teamwork and community, ultimately guiding them to the field he loved. It will be a meaningful opportunity to be in community and to honor his profound impact as a coach, educator, mentor, and colleague. Before closing, I want to welcome a special guest tonight. On the same day as the HBCU Caravan, I attended Laney College's Student Storytellers event, organized each semester by Dr. Daniel DeVere. This year, he collaborated with ESOL professor Chelsea Cohen to include ESOL student voices, and Chelsea was so kind to invite me to attend. The theme focused on students' journeys to college and why they chose Laney. The presentations, I have to tell you, were incredibly powerful. They were moving, honest, and really inspiring. And one student in particular, Con Lee, shared a story that stayed with me. And so I invited her today because she offers a compelling reminder of why our work matters. Welcome, Ken.
Thank you so much. Good evening, Board of Trustees, our Chancellor, and also college presidents. So I would like to start by thanking our Chancellor Gilkerson for giving me the opportunity to share my stories at the Board of Trustees meeting tonight. And I'm also grateful for Mr. Johnson for helping me in preparing for these meetings. And last but not least, my teachers who have helped me in shaping the stories. So first of all, my name is Khan. I was born and raised in Vietnam. 1 year ago, I faced a significant turning point as my family immigrated to the United States. This was a really big transition for me as I just graduated from high school and I was about to go to college. And never did imagine that I would attend college in a whole different country. At the beginning of this journey, Laney is the first academic institution that I have become a part of, and until now, I have been at Laney for almost 2 semesters. So when I first moved to the States, I did leave many things behind. However, there's one thing that I couldn't forget. It all came from the topic of my last high school essay, which is finding yourself in others. And these words also reflect the reason why I chose to stay at Laney. Because at Laney, I have found myself in others. By saying that I decided to stay at Laney, that's honestly because I didn't choose this college in the first place. When I first moved here, I was so lost with a new chapter of my life. Therefore, the wisest choice I could make was to listen to my family advice, who have lived here for a longer time. And not just that, most of my family members, like around 11 people, had either attended or were attending Laney as students. So if you ask me, why Laney? This is all simply my family guidance. I would say I didn't put many thought to this choice, but little did I know that my experience at this college would lead me to changing myself in the most unexpected ways. The question is that, why did I choose to stay at Laney? And what values does Laney bring to our communities and to each individual? These questions draw me back to my first ever day at Laney with my first ever college class, which is ESOL, Advanced Listening and Speaking. The night before, I was so nervous because I hadn't been immersed in a collegial atmosphere, even back in my home country. I tried to envision many possibilities, thought of many ways to respond for tomorrow's class. And even though I tried to stay calm and think positive, there were thousands of thoughts that went through my mind at the same time. And the next morning, on my first ever day at Laney, when I entered the classroom and looked for a place to sit, I was so surprised because there were just around 15 students in the room, but they were all so different from me. I wanted to break the ice, but I was just too scared to speak up. Before, in my home country, it was really easy to feel connected to people because they were all so similar to me. Language or culture was not a barrier there. However, in America, it's surprising that I still find myself in the people who are absolutely different from me, who come from different places, different generations, and they also have different life experiences. Last semester, I had a group presentations with my 2 classmates. One was a Chinese woman in her mid-50s who is going to retire in 2026, but she decided to go to college to transfer to a 4-year university. And the other one was a young Ecuadorian woman who worked night shifts 7 days a week, but she came to the college in the morning to pursue a degree in nursing. Before attending Laney, I had an assumption that college was just for high school graduates. But hearing their story actually changed my mind a lot about higher education in general and community college specifically. And at first, I thought we were quite a unique combination but we actually work together in harmony and even share our own stories. At the end of the semesters, they told me one thing that I couldn't forget, that I was good at encouraging and motivating people. And these words actually gave me strength to apply and become a tutor afterwards. But I would never notice that aspect of myself if I didn't interact, connect with them, and see myself through their lenses. I would consider it a two-way process in which externally I took a glimpse into their words and internally reflect my own inner words to realize who I am. And through this process, I was able to find myself in others, in all the similarities and all the differences. Overall, my experience at Laney have widened my emotional range and broadened my worldview. At Laney, we all come from such diverse backgrounds. We come from different places, we speak different languages, and we also have unique life experience. But we are still able to understand each other despite and maybe through the differences. These environments remind me of a quote from Luis Sepulveda, which is, it is very easy to accept and love those who are like us, but to love someone different is very hard. But that's one of the most valuable lessons I have learned from this college. I have learned not only to accept the differences of others, but to also utilize them to identify my own self. And right now, if you ask me one more time, why Laney? Because at Laney, diversity isn't just the country to identity. Rather, diversity embraces and nurtures identity, which create an environment where Laney folks are able to dream, flourish, and succeed. Thank you so much for listening to my stories.
I hope you all can see why I was so moved. Thank you, Khan, for coming, and that concludes my chancellor's report for this evening.
Thank you. Item 4.1, public hearing, sunshining of contract reopeners for negotiations from the Peralta Federation of Teachers. This being the time and date notice, the Board of Trustees will now convene a public hearing to receive public comments regarding the sunshine of contract reopeners for negotiations from the Peralta Federation of Teachers. Have we received a request for anyone to speak, or is there anyone present who wishes to comment regarding this topic?
No, Board President.
If there are no comments, I declare the public hearing closed. One thing I do well is hammer. 5.1, first reading of board policy. Is there any discussion on this item? Five point two, review of administrative procedure. Any discussion on this item? Not, move on to the next item. No. Consent calendar. Approval of all consent items.
Move approval of the consent calendar.
Second.
Motion was made by Nikki Gonzalez-Yun and seconded by trustee Gonzalez-Brito.
Student trustee Malik,
Yes.
student trustee Migliaccio,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Ewan,
Yes.
trustee Napoleon
Yes.
trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Johannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Brito,
Yes.
trustee Quinlan.
Yes,
Motion passes.
thank you. Action items. Consider approval of the request to name the Laney College Fieldhouse the John Beam Fieldhouse. Chancellor?
Good evening, trustees. So before you, in accordance with District Board Policy 6620, naming of buildings and facilities, the Chancellor and Laney College formally request that the board consider renaming Laney College's Fieldhouse after John Beam in honor of his lifetime contributions to the committee. And so the recommendation is there for you tonight. This went through the campus work group, the naming campus work group at Laney College as well, and came through.
Move approval.
Second.
Sorry, I didn't, who was the second? Cindy. Motion was made by trustee Gonzalez Ewan and the second by trustee Foley Reese. Is there any discussion? Roll call, please.
Student trustee Malik,
Yes.
student trustee Migliaccio,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Ewan,
Yes.
trustee Napoli Bellarice, trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Johannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Brito,
Yes.
trustee Quinlan.
Yes.
Motion passes.
So on items 11.2 and 11.3, I have a conflict of interest with some of the items on the agenda, so I need to recuse myself, and trustee Gonzalez Brito will take over.
Second.
Sorry, are we doing one first, 11.2?
Trustee Withrow, could we combine 11.2 and 11.3?
Yes, I'll go with that.
Yes.
So moved and seconded by
Okay.
Trustee Withrow and myself.
Any discussion?
Student trustee Malik,
Yes.
student trustee Migliaccio,
Yes.
trustee Withrow,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Ewan,
Yes.
trustee Napoli Bellarice,
Yes.
trustee Delphine Polk,
Yes.
trustee Johannes,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez Brito.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Brings us to the end of our agenda, and we'll wait for our president to make his way.
Item 10.1, Board of Trustees reports. Are there any reports from trustees?
Yeah, just to recap on what Anna and I have been doing recently. If you have not known, to get more outreach to the students, we made an Instagram channel. Yeah, we thought, how do I consume content was, I think, the biggest thing that come up. I'll be honest, I don't think I've read a newspaper in the last 5 years. I mean, I've read the product, but opening up physically a newspaper, that's just not something people in my generation do anymore. It's on the phone. It's all watching short videos, if I'm going to be completely honest. So, yeah. So that's exactly what we decided to do, to get our points across, to get events across, and to get other opportunities of engagement across. We started a channel, and we made videos. I believe we made 9 videos this semester. Oh yeah, the handle is Peralta Student Trustees. You can look it up. We have a little bit over 100 followers. Thank you for that. And with our 9 videos, we've gotten just a little bit over 10,000 views, which I think is very nice. Thank you. Some of those do overlap. Obviously, they're going to be posted on a couple other districts that Mark runs. Thank you for that, Mark. But so yeah, that's a little bit of update on our part. Events have been going good, and to all the students that are listening, I say good luck on your finals.
So with the semester coming to an end, I just wanted to highlight a series we had at Berkeley City College. So this is specifically the fall STEM series we had. So I worked in collaboration with the Mesa Center, with Director Armando Franco, with the data science team, especially with the Dean of Math, Science, and Career Education, Kyla O, as well as the Computer Science and Data Science Club, to host together 6 events this semester that ran bi-weekly. We averaged about 25 students per week, which were interested in our new data science course at Berkeley City College. Eventually, this course will turn into something more. It will turn into a new pathway and a new major at Berkeley City College. But this series was really to identify the use of data science in a lot of different careers, not just people who want to major in data science. Some of the events reached actually over 40 students, and we brought in together industry professionals, PhD students, and BCC faculty to showcase how they specifically use data in their work and how students can use data in their respective fields. This includes students studying data science, biology, business, political science, and even more. It encourages STEM students and non-STEM students to take this new course and learn some skills which may benefit them in their field of study. So yeah.
Tina?
Good luck on your finals, everybody. Happy winter break, happy holidays to everyone, and we'll see you in January.
I hope you have a better holiday than what she said. No, happy holiday. No, I don't have anything. Just happy holidays. Same.
So I have one item to report out on. Several weeks ago at Laney College, I attended the opening of the new AI Center. It was an amazing event. There were representatives from industry, from Oakland Workforce Development Board, from faculty, and the announcement partly included the fact that their curriculum has been approved. They have a new certificate in AI, whatever that means, I'm not sure, but I think we're still finding that out. But it was an exciting event. It was really well attended with a broad swath of the community, and exciting things happening at Laney and all of our colleges.
Yeah.
Lost my agenda.
Announcement. I think we're at announcement.
Announcements, thank you. Sasha, do we have any announcements?
Yes, Board President, we do. First off, Love Your Future. Enrollment is open for winter intersession and spring 2026 classes. Visit the Peralta website to start the application of enrollment process. This week is finals week. We wish students all the best as they wrap up the fall semester. And the last item is that the Peralta Community Colleges or the Peralta Colleges will be closed for winter break from Wednesday, December 24th through Thursday, January 1st, 2026. Happy holidays.
Okay, thank you. And with that, the meeting is adjourned. Oh, sorry. We have more side. So if we can take a moment of silence to remember Dr. Anguisto, his contributions to our colleges and to our district, and consideration for his family. Thank you, everyone. Meeting's adjourned. Have a happy holidays.